Welcome to episode 258 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton. As always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Boom, bitches.
And a special guest, Gerald, a.k.a. Hoffen Show.
Hey, everybody.
And this I think we could probably go with guest.
Special guest.
Guest.
Special guest.
I'll go.
You killed the flow of the show already. You murdered the show. Rest in peace. Murdered by Dan.
Ooh. I like it.
Got one up.
Murder by Dan.
This is episode 258, but it is our Swellness Awards 2018, which is or 17, which is our Game of the Year stuff. It's off to a good start so far. Dan killed the flow, and then I just said the wrong year. So that's some foreshadowing.
I did not kill any flow. I was simply making conversation.
I had a whole thing, and you're like, let me talk. Let me just talk instead of you doing your intro. Let me talk.
That's not a bad. Hey, I'm part of this show, too.
And then I'm like, forgot what year it was. So it's Rocky. The reason our special guest, Hoffen Show, is on is because he's part of Gamestitch, and we're going to do our Game of the Year stuff. And we wanted to get kind of a, Dan and I play a lot of the same games. So we thought maybe we'd get some fresh blood, some new meat.
So what you're saying is that he doesn't play some of the same games.
Right.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
I would say he plays a lot of different games.
Yeah, definitely play a lot of meat.
I will say in the past we have commented on your love for the Star Trek Online franchise.
Just his love in general for the free-to-play.
Yes.
Yeah, strong love for the free-to-play. So
yes.
This episode is going to be totally different because it is our Swellness Awards, and that's all it's going to be. So I'll give you the quick Patreon rundown. We're going to jump right into our categories, and then we'll send you on your merry way because it's Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
I feel like we should have led with that.
Maybe. We should have led with a lot of things, but you weren't letting it happen.
Oh, stop it.
You weren't allowing it to happen. You put your foot down. You said, damn it, I'm going to derail this right off the bat.
I'm getting real sick of your shit, Ryan.
Happy holidays, folks.
Happy holidays.
Patreon.com. That's where you can go support us. This podcast posts every Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world. Right in your pocket, right in your ear. It goes into your pocket, then from your pocket to your ear.
Yeah.
Or some people hold their phone, wherever you have your phone at, to your ear. Either via like loudspeaker or earbud. If you want to support this production, I'm going to call it, head over to patreon.com/Gamestitch. Toss us a couple bones on there. If not, that's cool. This podcast will always be free. Because that's how good the content is that's on here.
I feel like you're using the term production very loosely.
It's some sort of shit show that we do.
It is.
Yep.
It's the best shit show.
And this is a special. We do this once a year, so
it's a special shit show.
Yeah, special shit you're getting on this episode. If you've listened to like a lot of other podcasts and their Game of the Year, this will likely not be those.
This is not that, more than likely.
Right.
Not even close.
So we do it a little different. We don't argue. We don't hash it out. We don't pick an overall winner. We have several categories, and we all pick a game for each category.
Mm-hmm.
Our rules are simple. It has to have come out, with the exception of one category, it has to have come out in 2017.
Yep. And the reason we
That's
do
it.
that, unlike the other websites, is because we're a little bit more just about the fun of it. So this is just about what we think of the games that came out this year. There's no reason to hash it out because we know we all love different things. We have different tastes.
There's no right or wrong answer.
Right. There's no right or wrong answer. It's all subjective. And we all like and play different things, different types of things. So we just each picked.
Yeah. It didn't seem right for us to have to boil it down to one. And if you think back to last year, we did it the same way where we all just had our own. And I think it works better that way.
Me too.
Me three.
Me 3.
So we got like 10 categories.
Is that how many?
Which is a lot for us. I just did a rough count.
Okay.
Could be 11. Could be 9. Somewhere in the 9 to 11
What
range.
if it's 12?
We're fucked.
It's too big, too many, too much.
1, 2,
It's exactly
3,
10.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, doctor. We're ready to go. Category number 1. This is the one that won't be a game that came out in 2017 because this is our most anticipated game that has not released yet.
Yes.
And for sake of the podcast, let's keep a running order.
So we're going to go with,
So
we'll go Gerald, Dan, Ryan.
Bingo.
Because Gerald is our special guest, so he should go first. And
Yay for me.
then Ryan, you'll go
And I
in
just read the
last. That way you can
categories.
just roll
Right.
right into the next category when you're
Right.
done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's on the fly planning, but I think it's the right answer.
Oh, damn straight. That's how I roll.
So, category number 1, our most anticipated game.
Mine was Overwatch's Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Walking?
Yeah, I saw the trailer the other day, and I just was like, "Oh my god, I got to play this!" And I showed my wife, and then she's like, "Oh my god, that is a game. That's a game." I'm like, "Yeah, look at the graphics on this. It's amazing." I'm just excited. I'm hoping it is what I think it's going to be. If not, then I might change it. But that game had me at the trailer.
Now, I'm going to
that's all.
assume that you and your wife are Walking Dead fans?
Yes.
Okay. I felt like that was a safe assumption.
This is the only game of the Walking Dead franchise I was even excited for. Like I tried to play the Telltale one, I didn't really care for it, and
Fool me once.
fool me twice.
There was that other shitty Walking Dead game.
The one with Dale's on the cover, the main one.
Yeah.
Then there was that top-down shooter one.
Then there was the Telltale. Then there was the
Telltale.
mobile game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
But this
Telltale's
one-
Walking Dead is okay. It's just something different.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's all right. I think it's probably their best work.
Yeah, the other day at work we were talking, where I was showing the video to the people at work, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to play this game too." So I'm kind of excited.
Selling that game. All right, Dan, most anticipated 2017.
My most anticipated for 2017 is Detroit Become Human. Should come as no surprise. Everyone knows that I've talked about how much I love the Quantic Dream style games. It's I love what this is bringing to that genre. I'm a sci-fi guy. Everyone knows that.
Sci-fi guy.
Sci-fi guy. I'm super excited for Detroit Become Human because I love the choices, the narrative, the characters. That's always been my thing. So every time I see something more about this game, I am more and more excited about it. So Detroit Become Human. How about you, Ryan?
All right. I played it. Safe for me, scary for everybody else. My most anticipated for 2017 is Dreams from Media Molecule. Here's the thing. Media Molecule has never done me wrong. And I understand this is a very good opportunity for them to do so. This game has been in development hell for way too long. But the new trailers at PSX and at the Game Awards kind of got me excited. It looks like what I wanted it to be. It looks like it just took too long. And this will in all likelihood be the thing that forever shuts the doors on Media Molecule.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited about it, and that's why it's my most anticipated. It's all that matters is that I'm excited for it.
That's right. That's why it's your most anticipated and not mine.
They would probably prefer other people be excited about it than just me.
Just
but,
you?
know,
Yeah.
Take what you can get. Media Molecule.
Yes.
You brought me a little big planet.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. I'm the horse in that saying.
You are.
Don't lick me in the mouth.
That's right.
If you just walked up to someone and said, "Don't lick me in the mouth," it wouldn't mean the same thing.
Well, to be fair, they don't know that you're the gift horse at that point. You have to that does need to be made explicitly
You
clear.
have to establish that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that establishment has to be made.
Category number 2. Best Independent Game 2017.
Friday the 13th.
A strong pick.
Yeah.
I didn't see this coming. I didn't see you picking that.
I didn't see this coming
Yeah,
from you, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, see, you guys played it, and I was watching like a couple of your streams
Mm-hmm.
that you guys had, and then another guy that I play like Minecraft with and GTA with, and we're talking about that Friday the 13th. He's like, man, I'll share play it and let you play it for me with my thing. So I started playing with him, and he was walking me through how to get kills and how to find people and little tips and tricks, and it was so much fun. But since you guys stopped playing it, I decided not to pick it up because you guys aren't playing it no more.
I'll go back into it. I just need someone to play with.
In fairness, I stopped playing everything.
It's true. He does.
All right. Yeah.
No, I'll jump back into it. I just want someone to play with as well.
I'll play it. No one ever asked me.
I'm always willing to play with you guys.
Invite me to the party. I love a good party.
Maybe you could just have the party. Maybe you could host the party.
It's always me. I always got to do all the fucking work.
That's because you're the picky one. That's because you're the one that special rules need to be made around. I can only play at 10:30 or 9:30, and
I'm a creature of habit.
I got it.
Best independent game, 2017.
I have to do laundry, whatever.
You're derailing the podcast for the second time.
Murder by Dan. My choice again is probably going to surprise no one. Life is Strange Before the Storm is my independent game of the year. Obviously, I have gone on and on before about how much I love that franchise. This prequel is no different. It hits all the same notes, all the same strings. You don't have to have played Life is Strange in order to play Before the Storm. It's got that emotional resonance, and it kind of triggers that nostalgia. So for me, Life is Strange Before the Storm is my indie of the year.
Yeah, it triggers that inner teenager of you, that little girl teenager that you have in you deep down inside.
Roy Moore's favorite.
Wow.
Wow, what happened there?
We got Tomley.
Derailed the third time.
Death by Dan.
That's what I bring. That's what I bring, though.
That's where we have a special guest that bring up a topic. Dan shoots it down immediately. We end the podcast. Death by Dan. Look for it. iTunes, SoundCloud. My pick for indie game of the year should also probably not come. Well, maybe this was really a toss up for me. I struggled with this one, but I ended up landing on Cuphead. You can watch 5 minutes of Cuphead and understand why this game deserves to be recognized. I do have a shout out for another game, but I'm not going to give it because I don't want this to turn into that where everybody's picking 2 or 3 games. But yeah, Cuphead is my pick for indie game of the year. The game is incredible.
Okay.
Next category, Best Multiplayer 2017.
For me, it was Fortnite Battle Royale.
Fortnite Battle Royale.
And Fortnite Battle Royale. The trifecta.
I know, clean sweep on that one.
Yeah.
The sweeps.
Hey, and listen, Epic Games did something phenomenal with that. So it is a wonderful experience to have with your friends. It is so much fun. So, but yeah.
And maybe also the only sweep on this whole list. Maybe one more.
There may be one more, but
the exciting thing about this is we don't know everybody's picks.
Right.
So that was the triple crown right there for Fortnite Battle Royale on Best Multiplayer. That's Congratulations, right. Epic. You thieving bastards. You did something right.
Epic.
So I lied earlier. I said there's one category that doesn't have that's not 2017's. We also have Best Ongoing Game or game as a service, if you like that better, and that doesn't necessarily have to be a game that came out in 2017. It just has to be something that has continued to be supported.
And this is a new category that we've come out with for this year. So
New category.
New
category.
World premiere.
Yeah, just Game Awards. World premiere. Category. Okay.
Right,
Best ongoing game.
Mine was GTA 5.
Never heard of it.
It's a cute little game sold a couple million copies, but
okay.
Very few people play
it. Did you say it was a cute little game?
Yes, cute little game.
Grand Theft Auto is a juggernaut.
It is. It is a phenomenon in its own right.
Yeah. Incredible what that game has done. And as recent as the Doomsday update, the Doomsday Heist, that game, you're right. Hats off to them.
Yes. And if you have not played a Doomsday Heist, oh my God, it is crazy.
Oh, have you played it?
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Huh.
Might have to get in on a little bit of that action.
Maybe.
It's a whole new trophies list with that whole DLC.
I don't need that. I don't need that pressure.
No.
It's too much for me.
My ongoing game is The Division. It would be fair to say that I have not been back in a Division in a while. I think it's been a couple months. But I do keep up with it, and I do always intend to get back into it. More importantly, because of that, I tend to keep tabs on it. And they are constantly making inroads, making progress, update. They're doing this things to this game to always make it relevant with its player base. And you can't ask for more from a developer, a publisher, than to continue to make a game that you love relevant. So hats off to The Division. Here's to more years.
Here's to more years. I like that.
It's a good one.
I felt like we should have had a toast right then. Like you were just giving away.
Well, I'm out of
The
champagne.
Division for marriage. My best ongoing game, and I know this will take everybody back, Rocket League.
No way. Didn't even see that comment.
Oh, no, blindsided.
Psyonix has supported that game to a level that is more than enough to keep people playing, and they spoke to the fact that there doesn't need to be a Rocket League 2 because Rocket League 1 is ever evolving, and I think they have shown that with just their additions to everything, hockey and hoops and battle royale, or the drop shot and battle mode, and all the way through the new crates and new cars, and keep taking my money, Rocket League.
I think it's important to note that I had a tough time deciding between The Division and Rocket League, and in the end, I ended up with The Division. So,
Best Narrative 2017.
For me, it was Uncharted 4: Lost Legacy.
Man, we had a blast with that game.
yeah, we did.
Fun game.
It
Good,
was.
great story too.
Very good story. Very interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
Any reason in particular that stuck out to you, Gerald?
Because it was completely different than Uncharted 4 for me. It just was there. I heard you guys talk about it, and so I finally picked it up and played through it, and I just really was like, oh my god, this is completely different from what I thought, and it just made me want to play more and more and more and more.
Fair enough.
One word for you, Dan. Chloe.
That's my girl.
Enough said.
I like her. I like Chloe. Talked about her a number of times. I do like Chloe. Best narrative. My pick is Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn takes the trope that we expect and flips it around and turns it on its head. I'm not going to go into details because if you haven't played it, I don't want to spoil that for you. But you don't see that twist coming, and it absolutely changes in your mind the whole idea of what you're doing in the game. So Horizon Zero Dawn offered me the best narrative of the year.
Best narrative for me is actually going to go to an indie game. And it is What Remains of Edith Finch. From Giant Sparrow. Also did Unfinished Swan. Some people played.
Yes.
But shout out to Ian Dallas. The story in that game is gripping, and I think everyone should experience 2 hours. Spend the 2 hours. You can pick this game up for next to nothing when it goes on sale. I think when I bought it, it was like $2.50. So, if you want a real narrative experience, I think it's a must play, and I think it belonged on this list somewhere. And I thought best narrative was a good fit.
Okay.
But I think that both of the answers you had are also stellar picks. Single player is dead, but there's 3 real good examples.
Yeah, single players dead, air quotes.
Yeah. EA's just murdering single player, but yeah, there's 3 great examples that are all totally different. So, plus Chloe.
Aloy's a close. I like Aloy too.
Let's say you walk in a bar.
Oh no.
You're single Dan. You see Aloy and you see Chloe drinking.
I'm taking Chloe to bed, but I'm marrying Aloy.
But you've got to make a decision. Who do you walk up to?
Shit. It's going to depend on my frame of mind at that time. Am I looking for the one nighter? Or am I looking for like
I don't
my
know.
girl?
Put yourself in single
my
Dan's
soulmate.
head.
I don't make it easy to say a Friday night Chloe and Saturday night
Aloy.
It's Sunday morning Aloy for sure.
Sunday morning Aloy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I mean, it would depend on where I was at in my life.
I don't love Aloy the way that you do. I think she's a fine character.
I
love Chloe.
Oh, I absolutely adore Chloe too, but for different reasons than I like Aloy.
Chloe will break your heart. I just want to be clear. Anyone that's out there thinking about it, Chloe will break your heart.
See, that's the thing is I would be smart enough not to fall in love with Chloe. Mm-hmm. So that's why if I'm one night stand Dan, it's Chloe all day.
Another new podcast from Gamestitch. One Night Stand Dan. Premiering this fall.
Not to be confused with Murder by Dan.
Right.
But Aloy, I like Aloy as a character even more so than Chloe because Aloy is completely no fucks to give. She's on her own, and that's perfectly okay. Everybody leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
I care about humanity, but I don't care if you go away. And I like that about her. I like Aloy. I also got a thing for redheads.
I think Chloe cares about Chloe, but The Lost Legacy definitely lets you in on a different side of Chloe.
It does. I agree with that. I still don't think she's wife material.
I guess it depends on the wife.
But you know what? It's going to be a fun weekend.
We're just rolling through these.
Off the rails.
We're blitzing through these categories.
Well, we said we were going to do that, to be fair.
I know. It's just I'm saying, like, it's fast. Maybe I wasn't prepared for how fast we were going to go.
Not fast and hard, but fast and easy.
Right. This is filler right here. What's happening? Where I've not moved on to the next topic yet.
Cuddle time.
Because you don't want it to be too short.
Right. Because this never happens. This has never happened to me before. This has never been this quick.
Oh.
That's what they all say.
First time for
content's
everything.
too good.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, the content's just too good.
Yeah.
That was best narrative. Now it's time for most influential game 2017.
My pick was PUBG.
Yeah. PUBG went 1.0 on December 20th.
It did.
So anyone that tries to argue that, fuck you.
Mm-hmm. And it created in a genre of its own. It basically created a brand new video game genre. Don't be surprised if in the next few years you're going to see a gazillion battle royales in everything you play.
It made H1Z1 somehow mainstream. You know, it made that battle royale mainstream, and that game has. You're right. It's changed the face of games. I would say it punches most influential game right in the face.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a solid pick.
I mean, we wouldn't have probably had Battle Royale, Fortnite's Battle Royale without PUBG.
We 100% would not have had.
Just ask PUBG, they'll tell you.
Yeah. Bluehole's pretty clear about that.
Yeah. Mine, I'm going in a different direction. Most influential game for me this year is going to be Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Reason being is because of what Hellblade showed is that you can have a streamlined experience that's still AAA quality for half the price. I think that's a trend that we will see more of going forward, especially considering the success of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. So that's my pick.
Hellblade is also my pick, and for a lot of the same reasons. The idea that they were able to craft something that's not full price, but treat it like it's full price. Mm-hmm. And, also I think it tackles a pretty tough subject in a manner that is
respectful
and let me think of a way to say it. Still a game.
Yes.
Like it's not a walking simulator for them to get their agenda out.
Right.
And I think, they worked with professionals to try to handle it in a way that, does show respect. And everything about that game and the way it was handled and the price point and the timeline, and it just shows that, like, if you care about the thing you're making, you can put as many A's as you want behind it, because people will respond well.
A good game is a good game at the end of the day.
So, I think in the future it will change the way developers think about games. On last week's episode, we talked about the indie label from 2K and Rockstar, parent company Take-Two.
We've seen Ubisoft do it in the past with Valiant Hearts.
Yeah, I think there's money to be made, and there's also stories to tell that don't take 15 hours.
Or $60 of the consumer's money.
Most influential?
Most influential?
Hellblade. Fortnite. No, PUBG.
Yeah.
Oh, Murder by Ryan.
It doesn't work now.
No, because it doesn't roll like Murder by Dan does.
Death by Dan and One Night Stand Dan, though. Those are two podcasts I'm looking forward to.
They do. They roll off the tongue.
They sound like short books, like short stories. Like part of like an overall series, but they're
like they would be stories in a novella.
Yeah. Ooh. Or maybe like we'll do like little vignettes, little movies.
Ooh, vignettes! Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. We'll do little short films for them.
Little vignettes.
One's a murder mystery. One's about
sex, obviously.
Yeah. It's like 50 Shades of Grey, but less weird.
Until they cross over.
What if it's
more missionary?
Maybe it's more weird.
It's more missionary, and then they cross over.
I hate missionary. That's my least favorite.
Least favorite position of 2017 goes to missionary.
11 categories. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. The last only voted by Dan. We should open that one up to the public.
Yeah.
Missionary always wins that, though, right? That's always what wins.
What, least favorite?
Yeah,
I don't know. Some people like
no one's
the
ever
look
like you
into
up for
your
some
eyes thing. And,
you up for some hardcore missionary? Like no one's.
That's not even a thing.
It is now.
It's not. It's never been.
Hardcore missionary.
What's that? Knees are on the ears? What's hardcore missionary?
Just never blink. Total lock eyes.
Yeah. I love you. I love you too.
They're just dropping clear eyes in there so they don't dry totally out. Most influential. 2017. And now it's time for Developer of the Year.
Getting into the nitty gritty now.
These are some of the bigger awards. They're actually the same size as the other awards because they're all fake. We don't actually hand mail or contact them about these awards. But Publisher of the Year, Developer of the Year, Developer of the Year. Forget all about Publisher of the Year.
Forget all about Publisher. Developer of the Year.
For me, I just picked Naughty Dog. Just blind pick.
Yeah, I mean, hard to go wrong.
It's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid.
I mean, Lost Legacy was great.
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted 4 last year was great. Last of Us 2 maybe next year will be great. Whatever Naughty Dog does is great. It's a safe pick.
Not to mention we've got Last of Us 2 coming up, and we've seen some trailers on that this year too. So there is an anticipation there as well. And that's what a good developer does, is they not only support their old games and create great games, but they also bring forth great experiences too. And so, yeah, I think that's a solid pick, Gerald. My pick for Developer of the Year is Guerrilla Games. They hit a home run with Horizon Zero Dawn. But even more important than that, they aren't known for the type of game that Horizon Zero Dawn is. They have not done a narrative, character-driven game before. They're the Killzone guys, and to move from that to this and just do it as well as they did, to make it look as good as they did, creating their own engine for this. Hats off to Guerrilla Games, my Developer of the Year.
Also, shout out to them for being the Horizon engine being the one that Hideo is using for Death Stranding.
And for being the only developer at freaking PSX.
That wasn't
It wasn't a creepy weirdo.
terrible, yeah. Whoa. Okay. Mine's going to go to someone that most of us have never heard of. A really left field pick here.
I'm sure.
Nintendo EPD, for those that aren't familiar, that's Entertainment Planning and Development. That's who develops all of most of Nintendo's first party games. And I think their catalog for Switch speaks for itself. With Zelda to Mario to Splatoon and Mario Kart, everything in between. They have had an amazing year. And maybe the safest pick of all, Nintendo. I mean, they do what they do.
They do what they do.
And they do it well.
Yes, they do.
Agreed.
I mean, when Nintendo announces a game, much like Naughty Dog,
it immediately creates buzz.
no one's like, oh, that might be shit.
No.
like Naughty Dog's not going to show off a new game. People are like, you think that'll suck?
That's probably going to suck.
Yeah, I bet that's no good. So, while we pick games I think that are safe, I think when you're talking about just home run years, what Guerrilla did was incredible because everyone was like, yeah, it's not a shooter.
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah. What are they doing?
Because they make shooters.
Mm-hmm.
And
it turns
more
out,
Killzone, please.
It turns out they make good games.
More Killzone, please. And then Horizon came out and everybody was taken back. And then if you haven't heard the story of how they locked down Kojima for Death Stranding, that kind of tells you about the way that company operates and the belief in what they do there.
Go back and listen to episode 256. I believe we cover it there.
Yeah. Great picks. So far, I'll say, I'm impressed. You guys haven't done anything where I'm like, really? Like, there's been no picks where I'm like,
Where the fuck that come from?
I disagree. Yeah. I haven't disagreed. I've had no disagreement so far with any of
I haven't either. Everybody's made some.
Yeah.
Well, I take
All
it
of
back.
your
Gerald's
picks-
Walking Dead, but I'm not a fan of The Walking Dead. So.
Yeah. Well, there's some that, like, I probably won't play that. Life is Strange, I've never played. So I can't really speak to that. I did not have a great time with The Division, but I can see why all those picks make sense, and they could just as easily have been on my list. So that's why we don't hash it out. There's no need. No fucking need.
We're here.
No fighting.
We got
All
it.
you people that like hash,
We got
that's
it.
on you.
We got it.
We do.
We got this.
We do got it.
We got this.
We do got
I got this, bro.
Publisher of the Year. Not to be confused with Developer of the Year,
True.
which I cleared up.
Those are two different things.
This is Publisher of the Year.
For me, it was Nintendo.
Nintendo. Publisher of the Year.
You didn't like the games they were developing, but you like what they were publishing. I got you.
I'm just saying that I think they had the biggest
Yeah.
for me in publishing.
I don't disagree with you.
I need a little disclaimer here. When we say something of the year, or when I say it, when I'm thinking something of the year, I'm not always thinking something that was necessarily the best. Sometimes it comes down to made the most news, did some things that brought media attention to games, things like that. This is going to be a very controversial pick. My publisher of the year goes to EA. The reason EA is my pick is because, number one, they somehow, even though I didn't think it was a bad game, they single-handedly destroyed one of my favorite franchises of all time. Mass Effect, obviously. But they've had a incredible, and you're going to see this influence over the course of years, I think. There was a lot of controversy with their loot boxes and their microtransactions, making them pay to win. They, again, single-handedly eroded the public trust. I think EA, the reason EA is my publisher of the year is because they set an example of exactly how publishers should not do things. And I think that's going to resonate throughout the industry with other publishers. You know, EA spoke about how single player is dead. All these other, I wouldn't be surprised if you see publishers now come out and create amazing single player experiences just to say EA doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. So I think there's a lot. Ooh, see, dog thinks so too. So yeah, I think that the things that EA did so wrong this year, or perhaps finally got called out for doing wrong, putting money above the consumer, is going to resonate with the industry, and publishers are going to take note, and you're going to see some very consumer-friendly things happen. That is why EA is my publisher of the year.
Completely understand that.
I went much more safe. I also picked Nintendo. For all the other reasons that Dan didn't talk about. They didn't fuck up a franchise. They didn't change the way games are working right now. They just made good, solid games. Mm-hmm. And, you know, obviously they have a leg up. You know, when Nintendo's developing it and publishing it, they're working hand in hand.
Right.
And they're working with established franchises. I just thought the way they handled it was well done. And, yeah, way to go, Nintendo.
Yay.
Do your thing.
Could have had a sweep, but
Dan decided I'll pick the worst company of the year.
I know. Murdered by Dan.
Death by Dan.
I did not pick.
Episode 2.
Okay, the worst publishing company of the year, yes. But
yes.
I also believe the one that you're going to see have the most impact on the game industry for the future. Nintendo's just going to keep putting out good games.
Can they bounce back?
EA?
Yes.
You know, I don't know. It's a very, very long uphill dirt road. Public trust is eroded. They are, you know,
what little they had left.
They closed down Visceral. BioWare needs to have a hit with Anthem, or BioWare's done. EA is destroying. Their corporate mindset is destroying developing companies that they bought, that have traditionally put out amazing games,
right,
that have resonated with the public and have sold well. They have got to do a serious 180 to break even with the public. And then they're going to have to continue to build on that to gain the trust back. So honestly, I don't know. EA's traditionally always has those games that people just buy.
Madden.
But as people become more aware, as we saw with the Battlefront 2 thing, there was a lot of uproar about Mass Effect Andromeda and how people believe it was EA that fucked that up. And as we're beginning to learn more and more, if you're paying attention to it, that seems to be the case with choices they made. But then the microtransactions in the loot boxes, it's getting to a point where their greed is starting to even outweigh those count-on franchises every year. The public is getting to their breaking point. So EA, yes, needs to make a turnaround, or yes, they'll be done, in my mind.
Yeah, we'll see in January, February, once the new business year comes out, if they decide any changes in the upper level, upper management, something like that. Maybe we'll see some changes.
The first thing they got to do is get rid of fucking Andrew Wilson. Because that guy is...
Andy Wilson.
Huh?
Andy Wilson.
Yeah, because that guy is an entire bag of fucking dicks. That guy's a piece of shit. So EA...
Sounds like you like it.
Get rid of Andrew Wilson, and you might have a shot. If you keep Andrew Wilson, he's the guy who revolutionized, in quotes, the loot box.
Dan's Person of the Year, Andy Wilson.
Oh, yeah, Person of the Year. Yeah, no.
EA.
Piece of shit of the year. Biggest turd.
Wow.
I don't like that guy. Never liked that guy.
So,
Hateful Dan.
Hateful Dan. Series number 3. Coming in 2018.
Don't hold us to that. That's
all 3 of these shows they've gone platinum. Just look for them. They're already finished.
Look for them on iTunes if you can find them.
If you can't find them, at Shirtless Dan on Twitter. He'll get you pointed right to him.
Yeah, go for that.
Right to him.
That brings us.
For those that have been with us for a long time, you remember that we call these awards the Swellness Awards because they give us a feeling in our pants
of swelling.
It gets real swell down there. Also, swell means all right. So there's that. So we call these the Swellness Awards, and then we decided that we wanted to like a runner-up to Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
So we started calling that the Semi-Chub. Because we all know before you get totally swell, you're semi.
You got to get halfway first.
Yeah. You're right. So we've now worked ourselves to the point of our Semi-Chub, which is our almost Game of the Year.
My favorite award.
Only because you prefer the semi-chub.
Oh yes, definitely.
Prefer the Semi-Chub over the total chub.
Yes.
Doesn't hurt it.
Okay, for me,
doesn't hurt as much.
It was a toss-up between two, and I just had, after thinking about it last night, I'm going to have to go with South Park. Fractured Butthole.
The old fractured butthole.
Not what I've expected. How'd you...
yeah, I know.
How'd you come to that conclusion?
I just really enjoyed that game.
You're a South Park fan, correct?
Yeah, somewhat. I've watched some... I haven't watched every single. I'm probably miss episodes here and there, but yeah. I enjoy South Park.
Huh.
But the game, I just after playing it a few times and playing through it, I just really enjoy it, and I enjoy playing it and going back and trying to try different things out, and
so I think Matt and Trey treat that game like it's it's an episode of the show or a movie.
Mm.
And I appreciate the level of care that they show in that. It's also why the game keeps getting pushed back. And I also think that Ubisoft did a really good job not messing that up.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, that if we had, maybe Publisher of the Year should have went to Ubisoft for somebody, because what they've done is extraordinary too.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The way, so I read something, this has nothing to do with this, but I read something about Rainbow Six Siege, I think, is now like the third most played shooter of the year. A game that launched totally fucking dead on arrival.
Last December, correct?
Yeah, something like that. But what they've managed to do with that is incredible. And all of their games, the way they've supported them is incredible. Even down to the crew, which no one liked.
Yeah, that's what...
Way to go, Ubi.
Ubisoft has gotten smart. They have taken the right steps to bring these games back into positive light and make changes that need to be changed. But with the exception of that, they've been very hands-off.
Mm-hmm.
Which
that's been smart. Trying to prevent that hostile takeover from Vinvendi still.
Yep.
So Fractured Butthole for Gerald. What about you, Dan?
My semi-chub, which is probably going to surprise some people, is Horizon Zero Dawn. For all the reasons I spoke of before. Great narrative, great stories, great combat, great idea, great themes, that massive twist, and just it is what it is. That's my semi-chub. A lot of people probably thought it would be my game of the year, but I'll get to that.
My semi-chub looks just like Dan's. We have the same chub.
Semi-chub.
Because my semi-chub is also Horizon Zero Dawn. Game is incredible.
So it explains where the semi-chubs come from.
We have matching chubs.
Mm-hmm.
Two halves make a whole, bitch.
They're not fully swell, but they're semi-swell.
But two halves make a whole.
That's true. We have one. Yeah, if you go point to point, we have an entire chub.
I think that's called docking.
Some people call it that. I don't.
I don't either.
So yeah, you threw me off with the docking.
I bet I did.
Because then I had to think about it. You had to visualize it.
It was like, damn, foreskin? No foreskin? What?
Yeah.
It only works under certain conditions anyway.
True. That's true.
There should have to be certain prerequisites to the docking.
There does have to be. You are correct.
Now it's time to get real swell. Real, like maybe undo a button and let a zipper down. That kind of swell. Because it just isn't happening. Maybe put some basketball shorts on. Because you can go any kind of swell in some b-ball shorts.
Swellest game of the year?
Swellest game of the year. Our game of the year, 2017. Gerald, kick us off.
For me, it was Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Never heard of it.
Oh. I'm giving this game of the year is because at work, a guy had a Nintendo Switch, and I don't have a Switch. And so he decided to let me play it. I was talking to him. I was like, man, let me play this. So I played it, and almost every day that I work with him, I'm sitting there playing his Zelda to where now I'm wanting to switch really, really bad. Just that game alone is going to get me to buy a whole system.
I like how you're playing Zelda as opposed to working at work. I like that. I can get behind that.
Well, my position, I don't really have to work too much.
Well, funny thing is, when he said that never even stood out at me. I was like, yeah, Zelda's great. Like I never even thought about the fact that he should be working. That's fine.
I'm working. I'm a supervisor, so I have to watch people.
Here, you can't be playing that Switch at work. Let me see it.
Right, exactly. You're that guy.
Yeah, we're playing it the other night. So
it's the game that single-handedly made you interested in the Switch.
Yeah, definitely, easily.
Well, I'm going to piggyback off of you then, because my swellest game of the year is also Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild for the Switch. It's important to note that I don't have a Switch, and I have not played Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. However, this is a game that sold more units than the system it's for. The
system's available.
Which tells me this game, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, is the game that single-handedly launched the Nintendo Switch as we know it. And as we know it, the Nintendo Switch is selling at an outrageous pace. It is the go-to system for this season. I am to the point now where I want to Switch. Not because of Legend of Zelda, but just because of the great games that have been that have come out for it since the launch. But I also firmly believe that if Legend of Zelda hadn't come out for the system, it probably would not have sold as well as it has and continued up that pace. So that's why it gets my Swellness Award, is because it single-handedly launched the Switch.
What do you call it when someone piggybacks a piggyback? Like when you're 3 high.
I don't know, mountain?
Human centipede?
Is that still just a... Ooh, no, that's something different for sure.
Wobbly H.
I'm also picking Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have over 100 hours in that game, and every minute of it was incredible. From the storytelling to the graphics to the gameplay to the pacing. There's a reason it sold more games than units that were available, because everyone who ever thought about having a Switch knew they wanted to play that game. And I'm not a Zelda guy. I don't love Zelda. Zelda doesn't have a special place in my heart. That game I love, and that game has a special place in my heart, and it deserves to be atop a list. And I think for all the reasons you guys said, it you know, having played it, I still feel the same way that you feel having not played it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it deserves to be there. So, sweep number 2.
Sweep. I don't think
Game of the year.
Is this the first time we've ever swept on?
I think
Swellest of the year.
Because that is one of those things that, you know, it's tough because, you know, Game of the Year is you love that more than anything else, or you think it has a bigger impact than anything else. Like that's a big award.
Yeah.
So I think it's the first time.
Yeah, I know it's the first time I've ever given it to a game that I haven't even played.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't deny the impact that it had, and it deserves it just for that.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
As much as I love Horizon Zero Dawn, that game wouldn't have done that for the PS4. Or didn't do that for the PS4. So,
Good picks, everybody.
Yeah.
It was good. That was a good efficient game of the year. Swellness.
I think so.
Swellness Awards.
I think so.
I mean, sometimes you come in, you drop your pants, and you get the job done.
Sometimes.
And I think we all three did this
That's
pantless.
what Chloe's for.
Nope. She's not real. Not a real person. Can't fall in love with a fake person.
I didn't say fall in love with.
Shouldn't have intercourse with.
You probably can't have intercourse with a pixelated person.
It's clearly you've not spent enough time on the internet.
Or I'm not looking in the right places, I guess.
Right, it could be one or the other.
The dark web.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's very bright.
And shiny.
Very bright over there. Yeah. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Yes,
Thanks for joining us, Gerald. Oh, we talked about it on last week's episode. Your name was intended to be Ho Effin' Show.
Correct.
But then after us just refusing to accept that, you said, I'm just going to go by Hoffin' Show. Is that also correct?
I've taken it lightly and used it as being called a Hoff or Hoffin' Show.
So Hoffin' Show is correct at this point.
I'm almost there. I'm about 50-50.
Dan's thinking that once you finally agree to it, he's going to switch back to the correct enunciation of it.
Yeah,
but I'm going to stick with Hoffin' Show. Now, Gerald lives close to me, and we go to lunch, and he gives his name as the Hoff a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he has fully accepted it. He's just not ready to say it out loud. And also his picture on PSN is of the Hoff.
That's true.
Yeah. That was for one of our listeners.
But
I think he's fully committed.
I don't think that you're there yet, though, to where I can switch back to the original.
No.
Because you're still showing some signs of weakness. So
yeah. He's got to tell people it's Hoffin' Show for you to get to the point where you're like, no, it's not.
It's Ho Effin' Show.
I'm not going to do that. We just wanted to clear it up because there was some talk last week on last week's episode. Mm-hmm. So there's a little Christmas Day surprise for you.
Wow.
Get your wife, your kids, you gather around the fire, you put this on. You all get swell together.
Mm.
Maybe roast some chestnuts on an open fire.
Some eggnog.
Yeah, slam some nog.
Jack Frost.
Rip open some.
Dipping in your toes.
You rip open some presents while you're listening to this.
Maybe you get a Switch and some Legend of Zelda. Game of the year.
Maybe muff the kids a couple points.
Do what?
You might have to earmuff the kids.
Oh, gotcha.
Because you said some pretty nasty shit.
Yeah, probably wear headphones. Probably wear headphones.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just me? Really?
Yeah, just you.
Just me?
Yeah, one night stand, Dan.
Way to have my back. Thanks, guys.
That's not kid friendly. Oh, you didn't have mine when you derailed this thing right off the bat.
I didn't.
See, kids, this is what happens when you don't have show notes.
Yeah, this is also what happens when you have friends. Don't do it.
Don't do friends. I like friends, like 5. 5 is the right amount, I think, of friends. 5 or less. 5 or few. Yeah. You need at least one friend.
At least one?
Somewhere between 1 and 5 is the right number.
Friends are overrated.
Yeah.
You can have acquaintances. Those are people that probably consider you a friend, but you don't consider them a friend.
Right.
Yeah. But actual, like, two-way street friend versus friend, like 5 or fewer.
5 are, like, people that you would do anything for, or that you would actually, like, do something out of the ordinary for.
Right. If they called and needed something, like, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you needed to crash and they don't have a bed, they'll let you share
their
bed with you.
Right.
No more than 5 of those people.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Circumstances.
I agree. They tend to get expensive.
Right. So. All right, this has been episode 258. It's also been our Swellness Awards for 2017. Thanks for joining us on this cold morning, depending on where you live.
Again, enjoy your holidays.
Yeah, Jack Frost.
Nipping at your nose. Toes.
Is that where he nips?
Whatever. Jack Frost. I think it could be either or, because they both rhyme.
No, yeah, nose or toes.
So it could go either way, I think.
I think he nips at your toes, though.
No, I think he nips at your nose.
He's not a foot fetish guy?
No. I don't think there's any fetishes involved with it, to be honest.
There's snowman fetishes 100%.
Again, well, Jack Frost isn't a real person, again. You can't get on me about Chloe, and then I can't...
Spend some more time on the internet.
Throw out some Jack Frost shit.
Just saying, that carrot works a lot of different ways. This has been episode 258.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.